Hello. In this introduction we're going to show you three key things. First of all, we're going to show you how to use your activation code the first time you want to log in to either the Mood Calmer or Fear Fighter demonstrations. Secondly, we'll show you how to log in when you return after initial activation. And finally, we'll show you how to adjust the streaming so that if you're in an area with low internet bandwidth, how you can adjust the settings on the applications to allow you to receive the best quality video and best quality interaction as you work through the programs. Let's start with how to log in and using your activation code for the first time. First of all, we'll actually go to the login pages from the Catalonian project page. For demonstration purposes, I will use the Fear Fighter login. So we'll move to the Fear Fighter login button, select that, and that will take us to the login page. Now we find ourselves at the Fear Fighter login page. Here you see a few basics. You see the help button to the right, you see the language selection to the left. At the moment, obviously, your login is in English. You see the existing login box in front of you here, and you see the new user button at the bottom which says click here to activate your new account. This is what you're going to do. So what we're going to do next is just click the new user activation. Now, having come to this box, now we're asked for this activation code here. So what we're going to do is type in the activation code from our email. In this particular case, it's B35EC85, and we'll click the activate button. This then takes us to the profile page on Fear Fighter. And on the profile page there's a few basic things you need to put in. First of all, a name, and this is a name that you'll be known with and known by as you work your way through the program. Your preferred language, you have to enter your gender. These areas here, the ethnicity and education level, are specific to the UK market, and those have to be filled in, so please choose anything at random that you want to fill that in. We also need to put in our date of birth, and I'll just choose something, just hit the 21st, though I will let you know I wasn't actually born in 1911. And then we'll click Save Details. Now at this stage your personal details have been saved and you're going to be asked for a new password. So enter a password here that you know you're going to remember, and we're going to make sure you write that down. And choose change password, and at that stage you'll now have a number of options. You can go back and edit your profile, you can change your password, and you can go to the activity box where the treatment starts. So the two things it's key that you note is on your email you received a login identification, which is this number here. You need to keep note of that because you'll use that, and you need to remember the password that you put in. We'll now go to the activity box, and here we are in the activity box. The first option we have obviously is here, where we click to continue and start the program, and that will take us through the steps. You can of course go in again and edit some of your personal details if you want to change your email address or anything else like that. And below here, this area for additional content will slowly build up as you work your way through the program, as for each step more information and more content will be made available as you progress through the treatment. That's all we need to do for now. In the next clip we'll just show you how to log in when you return to the application after your initial activation. See you then. Goodbye. Hello again. This time we're going to just look at the procedure for logging in the second time. So you've already been in, you've used your activation code, you've set up your user profile, and you may have already run through the first step of Fear Fighter, but you may not. You may have just left then and wanted to come back to it later. So the first thing we're going to do to log in is click the Fear Fighter login button, and that brings us to the existing user login screen. Now, originally you were emailed a login username, and it was something like FFWW, and then there would have been a number. You entered your own password. I'll put that in. And then you hit login. The only difference this time is that we're doing this under the existing user. We're not going to the new user button as we did last time. So we won't want the browser to remember our password, and that takes us straight in. That's all there is to it. As before, we can click here to continue. We can go here to edit our profile again. And I don't know if I remember from last time, but also this X up here, this is how we log out. So I'm going to log out now. The other thing I just want to show you is what I'm going to do is just something that might be helpful, just so you understand. Your actual patients will only have one login because they'll only be accessing one treatment. So for their username, they don't necessarily have to remember the FearFighter, the FFWW and the login code. What they can use is the email address they registered when they went into their personal profile. Now this technique may not work for you, because if I've given you more than one activation code, then it will know that there's two treatments, for instance Mood Calmer and FearFighter, that email has access to, so it won't actually allow you just to use your email. But for patients and most users, they'll only ever get access to a treatment, and certainly only one at a time, in which case they can use their email as being their user ID. Makes life a little bit easier. Alright, that's it. That's all there is to this section. So thanks very much. Goodbye. The final section I'm going to go through now is how to adjust the streaming of the application to you, just in case you're in a low bandwidth area, or alternatively you're in a very high bandwidth area and you want to use the highest quality of videos, etc., that we make available. So let's start by the step we all know very well now, how to log in. What I'm going to do here is use the hint I told you earlier, where I can just use my email address as my login, enter the password I changed last session, and there we go, we come into the application. So we're back to the activity box, our friendly activity box, and if we click on this little television set with the aerials, that will give us the option of choosing the quality of video we want to use. So if you're in a low quality area where the internet is relatively slow, you can select the low quality, choose update. It will tell you that it's made the adjustment, press continue, and that's it. When you go to the play mode now, you'll get a slightly lower resolution, which is actually still very good.
Hello and welcome to FearFighter.
But you will notice that it's a little bit more steppy, it's a little bit more broken up in how it's delivered, but this is an important option for people who are in low bandwidth, low quality areas, and it gives them the flexibility to still access the treatment and still have all the benefits of our treatments without necessarily having the most wonderful internet service. That's it. I hope you found these tutorials useful, and I look forward to hearing feedback from you from your experience of using the demonstration accounts. Thank you very much. Goodbye.